How's it going, guys? This is Fiery Mexican here, and welcome back to the Crazy Cooking Vlog. Now, today we're gonna have another quick one today because I don't really have enough time to actually make anything spectacular. So I kind of want to do a couple more of these quick and easy ones too, just because of the fact that I know there's a lot of people that don't have enough time to cook a full-blown meal and have like 45 minutes to an hour or upwards of 3 hours to actually cook a really good meal. And this is 100% good for you. It's 100% all straight from scratch, pretty much. There's a few little things, and well, it doesn't matter if it's cultural or not. Yeah, my kids are in the background watching. Anyways, they're going to be giving me a hand today, finally. And we are going to be making something really, really simple, so it's actually not going to take a whole lot of time. So I'm going to actually show you a little bit more of the preparation today. But anyways, what we're actually going to be cooking today is, it's called Italian, or my version, because I didn't have some of the ingredients. But I will link the original recipe down in the description. So if you guys want to try it out at solid face value, go for it. I'll let you know how mine turns out, but I don't foresee it being that big a deal. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to make it, but what we're actually let's get to the point here. What we're going to be making is Italian style tortellini soup. Without further ado, let's get cooking. Alright, so I put on my hat because I don't want any of my hair going into the food, and I didn't feel like putting my hair up today. So, anyways, let's get to what we actually need. So, you've got your veggies. Any veggies, it actually says that veggies of your choice is actually perfectly fine, frozen or fresh, it doesn't matter. We've got our canola oil for frying up the veggies. Just a little bit until before we put it all into the soup. We've got onion powder because I didn't feel like going out and getting onions, and I really don't like fresh onions or full onions. But in this respect, we probably could have done it just because of the fact that they actually ask you to marinate, or not marinate, but caramelize the onions before you actually put them into the soup. So that would actually probably make it taste really, really good. So give it a shot for yourself if you have the time, or if you have onions in your house. I don't generally keep onions in my house, so we're going to go for the onion powder because this is supposed to be simple. Anyways, we've got crushed chili flakes. They suggested pepper flakes. I want to give this a shot because I want to try it with a little bit of spice. We've got our salt, just straight up salt. Black pepper, straight black pepper. This came from the dollar store. Beautiful. Chicken broth. This is Campbell's, but it's not a sponsor in any way, shape, or form. We just keep this in the house because we get it in bulk. So you need about 1.5 boxes like this. They're 900 milliliters boxes. You need about 1.5 of those because that's basically going to be the entire staple of the soup. You have your tortellinis over here. These are 3 cheese tortellini, or what are they? Yeah. Oh, 7 cheese. 7 cheese tortellini. They suggested just regular chili or cheese tortellinis. These are perfectly fine, so I'm going to be using those. I still have to wait for those ones to defrost though. So we also have our little mixer of different kinds of seasonings. But the one that we actually need is the basil. Basil, come on.
It smells yummy.
There we go. Come on, show it. Damn it. Nope, it's not going to do it. Anyways, that's basil. It's not. This actually has a bunch of different stuff on it. It's got mixed herbs, basil, rosemary, and oregano. But all that we're going to be using is the basil. That's what it calls for. We've got our garlic, regular garlic, or actually this is minced garlic, or it's suggested 1 heaping tablespoon of garlic, or a mince, or what is it? Yeah, 1 heaping tablespoon of minced garlic, or 6 cloves. 6 cloves of fresh garlic. I don't know how that's going to work. That's going to be very, very, very garlicky. And like I said, I love garlic, but not that much. So I'm probably going to be using about one heaping teaspoon. That's just personal preference on my behalf, so that it's not overly garlic. I'm going to have to kind of give you guys a play-by-play on that one, whether or not it actually tastes good or not, or if I think it might need some more. But again, this stuff is super strong, so I'm not all that concerned about it. And for this is a marinara sauce with lots of big chunks of tomatoes and stuff like that. It suggested chunks of tomatoes or like diced tomatoes. Either, I think it was one or two? No, it was one and a half, wasn't it? 1.5 teaspoon or cups, 1.5 cups of diced tomatoes, or one large can of diced tomatoes. I'm going to use this stuff and probably use about a cup or so of it. I'm just going to pour until it looks good. So yeah, basically that's just going to be for to kind of tomato up the sauce, so it's a little bit more Italian. So that's also because I'm using this, is also one of the reasons why I'm not going to be using too much of that, because this is already seasoned. So, and yes, I already did say our famous canola oil, because we need to cook with it. And for toppings, after everything's all said and done, it actually said to drizzle some of the Parmesan cheese on top after you put it into the bowl. So let's. I'm going to get this all sorted out, and then we will come back and show you basically what we're going to be doing. Oh, right, and chicken. I forgot about the chicken. And yeah, sorry about that, guys. The last time too. We are using 3 pieces of chicken today. It actually suggests 2. The last recipe that we did, I forgot to tell you. I used what was it? Yeah, I think it was 3 pieces of chicken as well. It's cubed. So I'm going to chop that up, and I'm going to chop that up into cubes, and then we'll see what goes on after that, because I also need to start frying the vegetables because they're still slightly frozen. So we will be back once everything is all started cooking. All right. Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do is, I've got that all sorted out so that we can actually, we may as well start that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the veggies, and then toss them into the pan. That's a lot of veggies, but we're making a lot of soup, so that'll be fine. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take some of the onion powder inside of there. Onion powder. I'm going to take some of the onion powder in there. Yep. I'm just going to take that and sprinkle that over the top to kind of simulate the amount of onions that we're supposed to have. So I'm just making a nice light coating over top of the entire thing. And then we're just going to simmer that until the veggies are done. Hopefully the onion powder will work its magic, and it will actually give that flavor all the way through those veggies as well. And we've got our canola oil. Canola oil. And what we're just going to do is do about 3 capfuls. 3 capfuls. If you spill a little bit, as long as it's over top of the pan, doesn't make that much of a difference. So there's the 3 capfuls. And just grab a
wipe it over the
and wipe it down because I made a mess. Anyways, we're good for that, so we don't need that anymore. Put that away.
And now the chicken.
Turn this on.
Wait, no.
Turn that on to about medium heat, so about 5 to 6-ish.
Light.
And just let that simmer. So grab our wooden spoon, because this is a non-stick pan and I don't want to mess it up. And we're just going to mix those up a little bit real quick. And if you really want to, or if you want to make this go a little bit quicker, what you can do is actually add or put the vegetables into a pan that has a nice lid, or a firm fitting lid, should I say? And that would actually work out. It'll actually make it heat up a lot faster, as well as cook the vegetables a little bit more evenly. so you don't have to continuously stir it. But I'm going to be standing right here, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, I have somebody over here that's doing nothing that could potentially do it as well. So, what I'm going to do with the chicken now is I'm just going to take the chicken, put it on my cutting board. I've got my nice big butcher knife, and we're just going to cut those into small cubes, just like that, making sure to keep your hands away from the knife as much as possible. I love this knife. Oh my goodness. And we're looking for something about that size. So, if we get ones that are just a little bit too big, we're going to take them and cut them in half. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this bowl. I'm just going to start stuffing them all in there.
And put them in.
Because we're still waiting for everything to kind of simmer up. Really, the majority of the prep is literally this. It's so easy. So simple. And it's nice and quick and easy. Because as soon as those veggies are done frying up, we basically just take everything and throw it into the pan. Alrighty. So we've got one of these done. And I think we might speed up time here real quick so that you guys don't have to watch me do all of them. But be careful. Always be careful when you're working with knives so that you don't slice your fingers open, because this, if you notice, this thing is going through the meat real easy. So there's on to the second one. All right, and the one thing that I wanted to kind of portray or kind of show you guys is you need a good knife when you're doing this kind of cutting. So if you can't just push and slide a little bit, your knife is too dull. Don't continuously try and do that. You might actually hurt yourself. One of the reasons why people use nice sharp knives, especially people in the culinary industry. All right, we don't need that anymore, so I'm just going to leave it in the sink. I'm going to clean up all this, and then I'm going to wash my hands because chicken is gross.
Yep.
And it can lead to other issues, especially if the chicken has been sitting out. This hasn't. I defrosted it in the microwave, which I know heresy. It's so gross. Don't do that! No, I had to, because I didn't think of this until real late, and I kind of ran out of time, which is partially the other, like I said in the intro, I don't have enough time to do anything else spectacular, so I wanted to do this. Plus, it looks absolutely delicious. So, hopefully it's going to be good, and with my little modifications, it might actually work even better. So, let's see how these veggies are doing. They don't seem to be sounding like they're doing anything. I'm curious, did I put it on the right? Yes, I did. Okay.
Button!
I did put it on the right button. It is the right one. Let's turn that up just a little bit, because I want this to move a little bit faster. Alright, and the vegetables are all covered in the onion powder. You can actually smell the onion powder, so it's almost like there's actual onions already in here. What were you saying?
I said shake it up.
Yeah, no, we don't. Just like that?
Yeah.
You don't really want to do that. That's just to kind of get it all back and sort it out flat on the bottom. Do that. Unless you have a really good pan and then you can actually do the little flippy thing. I can't do that because these sides are just a little bit too short. Just a tad bit too short. Plus it's not the right pan. There we go. Okay, there's the steam that I want to see. Yeah.
And
like I said.
And if there was real onions in there, me, you, and Elizabeth would be like tearing already.
Okay, so what I want Elizabeth to start doing is take the pot and start filling it with these.
Those thingies.
Yeah, start filling it with those things, and we'll start making kind of the sauce in the pot.
Shake it up.
So be careful with it. Make sure that you're getting it all in there. Don't make too much of a mess, please. I'm going to keep stirring this stuff so that hopefully it'll be done soon. And we're going to try to keep the edits to a minimum on this one, guys. So hopefully this is not going to take much longer. Basically, the length of it is all the prep for the most part. Because, well, I guess the recipe says that it's only going to take about whatever time it takes to start boiling it. So how long it takes to start boiling, it's only going to take another like 10 minutes after that, and then you're done. So should be like a half an hour from start to finish, maximum.
Ooh, that looks yummy. And it smells yummy.
What?
Looks like
That's the
soup.
onions, I think.
No, I mean the stuff over there. Smells
So,
like soup.
We're going to take our regular amount of salt,
Salty.
about a quarter teaspoon-ish. Throw that in there, because the Campbell soup, even though it says 25% less salt, it's still pretty salty. I'm going to take a little bit of this. About that much. It's about a teaspoon. Throw that in there.
Looks like
A teaspoon of that. A couple of shakes of this. So, what? What? You wanted to do it? Okay, we're gonna do about a teaspoon of that as well, just because I don't want it too spicy. Basil. I don't remember how much basil we need, so I'm going to. We're going to start off with this much. There's a fly wandering around on my table.
I'm
going to do about a teaspoon of that as well.
I'll go after that.
And I need a teaspoon for this as well. So we're going to do about that much. So it's about a heaping. It's a pretty hefty heaping tablespoon. And we're just gonna, or teaspoon, sorry, not tablespoon, teaspoon. Actually, you know what? We'll add a second one. That's not a heaping one. We'll throw that in there too, because this is a pretty decent sized pot. All right, and we're gonna keep that on the table, just in case we need some more.
Just in
Now,
the we add.
This is where it's going to be a little bit of a guessing game.
And a little bit
So,
of a
I'm
splashy
thinking-
splash.
Yeah, so we got to be careful. So the camera should back up just a little bit.
Back here.
There we go. Okay. So the amount that I'm guessing is probably about a half a can, not a full one. So we're gonna be very careful.
Whoa.
That was almost a half. It was just a little bit under. Just a little bit under half a can. So this has 1.8 liters. I'd say that was probably about 50 or 500 milliliters. 500 milliliters. 500 milliliters of tomato sauce. Looks pretty good. Preferably. Does it look like it's burning? All right, and then we get that nice, almost tomato soup look to the whole thing. Alrighty. So, are these ready? Okay, can you bring that over here, Elizabeth? And we'll start it up on this burner here. And put it on high, just so that we can get it boiling.
Hey! It's hot.
Yeah, actually.
Looks like tomato soup.
Actually, do you want to grab the tortellinis and throw them in too? Since we have that.
It's like making tortellinis and meatballs, but instead of putting in flour, instead of putting the tortellinis in water, we're putting
And like tomato soup.
tomato soup stuff.
And this is why I used the biggest pot that I had, was because I wasn't sure how much of the stuff I was going to be using. I do believe I still have too
Boiling,
much.
yummy.
All right,
And it looks
we're
boiling.
going to throw in the chicken, because
Chicken.
those are the two things that we need
Should
to
we
have.
stir it?
Looks like
Should I grab
pierogies.
something to stir it?
Stir.
Looks like looks like pierogies
Okay,
inside a tortellinis box.
there we go. That's looking pretty decent now.
Smells.
Oh yeah. There we go. Starting to actually look like the thing.
It looks
That's
like this
looking real good.
But
All right.
instead of
So sorry guys, I'm gonna have to kind of go back on what I said before. I'm not gonna make you guys sit here and wait for 10 minutes until this thing starts boiling. So I'm gonna cut it here, and we'll be right back as soon as everything is boiling. All right. All right. So the soup is almost boiling. It's already steaming up and getting ready to go. I'm going to take these and I'm going to dump them in. I have a funny feeling that I'm not going to have enough space for this. So I'm going to just do it nice and slowly so that hopefully I don't overflow the pot. So I'm going to try and get as much of these carrots as possible and some of the smaller stuff so that I don't have to worry about cutting it all up later. So that they're more spoonful sizes. There we go. All that. Let's take a little bit of that.
Stir it up.
Stir it in.
it smells like the stuff from medieval times, like the tomato soup that they
Oh
make.
yeah, and that tomato, the tomato sauce, the marinara sauce, worked out amazing. It's got such a beautiful flavor to it. I did, however, actually have to put in a little bit more garlic. I put in one more teaspoon of garlic and a little bit more black pepper. So just to kind of make sure that the flavor kind of came out, because it was a tiny bit bland. Not a ton, but just enough that you could kind of tell that it needed a little bit more. But definitely not the full heaping tablespoon. Well, no, I guess it was a heaping tablespoon for the most part. Not so much a heaping tablespoon, but maybe a flush tablespoon for sure. So, plus I also wasn't 100% sure on how much of this was actually going to make. This is the biggest pot that I have, and it is overflowing with soup. So
Really over.
you could probably take all of the ingredients and half them, and still have plenty for like a four-person family
This
with a
looks
little
good.
left over. This is probably gonna last us for at least 3 meals, which is phenomenal because it
days.
smells and tastes amazing so far. And since I haven't even put in all the rest of the veggies, which I'm going to try and attempt right now. Oh, there we go.
Works.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to cut a couple of them. Cut a couple of them.
Not a couple of them.
No. All right. So everything is in the pot. I'm going to be slowly stirring this as much as I can, or as slowly as I can. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on and just let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Since it's not actually boiling yet, I'm going to let it sit and simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes with the lid on. Yes. Just like this. So I reduce the heat to about 50% again. Yep, here we go, let me see. About 50%. So it's down to the 5. And we're going to put the lid on. Put the lid on. And that is going to sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll be back as soon as this is ready for some taste tests and some plating. So it is all done. I've already taken it off of the stove. The stove has been turned off, but again, light means hot. That one is still deadly hot. All right, we've got our table all set up. For the most part, it's nothing spectacularly fancy. We got our apple juice for drinks, and we're going to serve. Oh, and apparently somebody forgot bowls. So it's off the table, or it's off the stove. It's on the table, and we are going to serve it. So I'm going to place this right here. Alrighty. So I'm gonna get a little bit bowl, serve, and if you notice, it's not just sauce. Like everything kind of like bubbled up to the top, so I'm trying to get as much of everything as possible. But oh my goodness, it is smelling delicious. The noodles came out perfect. The meat came out perfect, and even the vegetables didn't lose a lot of their color or stiffness, which is perfect. But I did have to kind of cook this a little bit longer than what it said because of the fact that I was using all frozen. So keep that in mind, guys. If you are going to be using this, if you're going to be using all frozen, make sure to give yourself a little bit of extra time, because otherwise you're going to have to either defrost everything or kind of cook everything just a little bit longer, because once you have frozen anything you put it into water, it's going to take that much longer to heat it back up, right? So always be careful when you're dealing with hot food. What do you think? How's the flavor? How's the flavor at least? Oh my goodness, I got mostly tortellinis. I want veggies.
I'll take a veggie. I'll take it.
Alright. Let's give it a shot here. Let's give this a taste. We're gonna give this a taste here. This looks delicious. Delicious. So, we're gonna grab this. Always remember to blow. Be to blow! Oh, that is delicious. Perfect. It's not too strong in the flavor. And the the marinara sauce came out with the tomato flavor beautifully. So, again, that was, I don't remember what kind of marinara sauce it is, but basically any kind of like thick and chunky marinara sauce. Actually, the funniest part about it is I noticed that the marinara sauce actually has big chunks of onion in it. So, we ended up with our onions anyways. So, what do you think? Have you tried it? Yeah?
I like the stuff, but I really think
The vegetables didn't go with it. There you go. So, try a couple of different vegetables. It says use your favorite vegetables. These are the only vegetables we have in it, or in our house right now.
strawberries.
Don't be silly. What? Those aren't vegetables. They're strawberries. They're a thing on its own. Anyways, I thought it was really good. You thought it was pretty good, eh?
Tastes normal.
Tastes good?
I tell you, it tastes good with everything.
There you go.
Oh,
And you can always couple it with some crackers, or your favorite kind of side, your side carbohydrate, like rye bread or something like that, and just dip it in, that kind of thing. Or you could even put it into a bread bowl. That would be even better. Oh, there you go. Pro tip: bread bowls always good, especially with soup. They're a little bit better with they're a little bit better with stew because it has a little bit of a thicker consistency. But anyways, that would be really good for this because it really isn't a whole lot of sauce. There's a lot more vegetables and a lot more solid foods, and the bread bowl would just soak up all those juices and just make everything taste beautiful. Anyways, that's actually not a bad recipe. I modified it myself so that it was a little bit more to my liking. Just remember, guys, you can do that anytime that you want with any kind of vegetables or any kind of recipe, as long as you have a general concept of what you're doing, and as long as you kind of stick to the main stuff that's in the recipe, right? So, like the tomatoes, I can modify because I know what the marinara sauce tasted like, and I know what regular tomatoes taste like. So it actually ended up giving it a little bit more of a fuller flavor, adding in the marinara sauce as opposed to just straight tomato sauce. But experiment. That's how I learned. That's how I learned. That's how a lot of people learn. If you actually look at Gordon Ramsay's, I bet you anything, he probably learned mostly from experimentation as well. So, anyways, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this kind of stuff, and definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, so that you can keep up with everything that we're doing on the channel. And yeah, or leave me a comment down below letting me know what kind of stuff that you guys want to see on the channel. If you have any recipes that you think that I might be able to improve, or if I might, or you just want me to see if I can make something specific, throw it down in the comments down below. I'll read it and I'll probably throw it into another video. But until then, take it easy. Yes, my floor is a disaster as well, and so is Mommy's pants, and so are her socks. But that's for a totally different reason. Anyhow.